Hey guys, it's Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. Welcome to the farm vlog today. We are going to start working on the old $100 truck today. So when we start her up, she's got a little bit of a hook of little hiccups and misses and stuff like that. So I got new cap, new rotor, new plug, new wires, and a new air filter. It seems like I got something else. I don't know. Come on along and join us today on the farm here. We're going to be working on the old $100 truck. I'm going to give you a little bit of before and after. We'll start her up here in a second. This is a cold start. Kind of go through it, do a little before and after, and see if she runs any better with a little bit of a tune-up. All right? Woo! Stoney Ridge. Farm, Stoney Ridge. Just can't complain about that for $100 bucks. It sounds pretty darn good to me, but we're gonna let it run just a little bit, let it get just ever so slightly warm. I don't want it to be hot, but I think if I warm it up just a little bit, it'll help me to get the plugs out a little easier. And also my hands are about to freeze. It's about 35 degrees outside. We've been kind of snowed in, I guess. I've just been stuck in the house being a wuss because it's, I don't know, in the 20s and 30s out here, and I don't like working with gloves on when I'm doing something like this. But now it's warmed up enough. We'll warm the engine up here a little bit and we'll get busy. Have some fun. So first things first, guys, we gotta open the hood here, and we're getting her all warmed up, and I'm gonna let you listen to the exhaust. It kind of cluckle, 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 cluckle. I think first thing we need to do after we get our plugs and our cap and our rotor done and our new air filter is we need to adjust the carburetor a little bit. So we'll do that today too. So folks, we're back here at the exhaust pipe. Now it's not supposed to sound like this. You can hear a miss. It's just not supposed to quite sound like this. And we'll see how this improves after we put the new plugs in and adjust the carburetor. I'm gonna rev it up a little bit for you. You hear that sputter, that little bit of sputter? That's what we're trying to fix. So when I hit the gas, it doesn't go blah, blah, it goes brrr. We'll see. We might do a burnout after this. That could be fun. Nice little burnout on Stoney Ridge Farm. Folks, if this is your first time seeing this truck, this is a truck that we bought from a neighbor and we paid $100 for it. So a $100 pickup truck right here. We're gonna be using it on the farm as a farm truck. I've got a fuel tank we're gonna install on it. I've got all sorts of stuff, all sorts of plans for it. We're gonna haul hay around with it, goats, whatever. It's just fun. It's just fun working on it. So let's change the plugs and see if it makes it any better. Alright folks, we got the engine warmed up probably to about 110 degrees, which should be perfect to keep my hands from freezing off. We're going to change out the plugs and the wires. Now, we need to do this systematically so we don't end up switching wires all over everywhere. So we're going to do it the right way and the smart way. We're going to see if this helps improve things. I'm going to get busy. We'll also give you a little bit of detail and show you what the old plugs look like and what the old wires look like and what all the old stuff looks like. We already took out the old air filter because it was a piece of crap for sure. So let's talk about the parts that we're going to put on here. I got some Mastercraft spark plugs, and that says Ford on it, and that right there is a Ford, so that's what I'm going to do. I know all you Ford people would love that. And we have a Master Pro ignition. This is our rotating assembly, our rotor button, and this thing rotates inside the cap and spins around and sends a spark to the spark plugs. And as we go, I'll pull out all these old parts and show you if they're worn, and if they're not worn, we might not even replace them. If they're good, we might just leave it. But I for sure am going to replace the plugs and the wires, and the plugs have been pre-gapped, ready to rock and roll to put in this truck. You know what? Who does a tune-up anymore? Our new cars, do they need tune-ups anymore? They go to about 150,000 miles and we just throw them away. This machine right here is not a throwaway machine. This thing's made out of something. It's American. It's America. Woo! Folks, who does a tune-up anymore? Nobody even does a tune-up. People don't even know how to do it anymore. High school kids don't learn how to do tune-ups. All they learn how to do is plug in a computer to diagnose what the problem is. Nobody knows how to adjust a carburetor anymore. Nobody knows how to change a spark plug anymore, because when the spark plugs go bad, pretty much the car has gone bad and we throw it in the junkyard and get a brand new one. What kind of country we living in, throwing everything away like that? This ain't no throwaway. A man's truck. Alright, we got our spark plug, brand new spark plug. This is what it looks like. And we've got our 5/8 spark plug socket. So we're gonna get busy, pull these old plugs and put the new ones in. We got our first spark plug out, and I'm looking at the spark plug and I'm thinking it looks pretty darn good. There's the new one, there's the old one. I don't know if I should replace them or not. We're going to go on and replace them anyway. We'll save these old ones just in case we want to move them around the shop about 18 times before we decide to throw them away. Or we can pass them on to our grandkids. Just out of curiosity, I stuck my finger in the oil filler. Not too bad. We had the oil changed at Walmart because it was 20 bucks. It's cheaper than we can buy the oil, so we went on and got it changed at Walmart for the first time. They said a lot of sludge came out. I guess right there is the sludge. Plug wires don't look too bad, but they are kind of crusty. This is the coil wire. Old Ford. Don't make them like this anymore, guys. And they certainly don't make a truck you can buy for 100 bucks anymore. So just for now, we're going to replace each wire when we replace each plug. And folks, again, I'm not a master mechanic, so bear with me. Guys, I'm running into a bit of trouble. Down here, in the very back of the engine bay, is the last spark plug. And the final spark plug is in the very, very back, and I think I'm going to have to get up underneath the truck to get to it. There's a little bitty section right up under the tire here that I might be able to get to it from. It's a pain in the butt. And if there ever were a plug that wasn't changed like it should have been, it would probably be this one. If one of them is a culprit, it'll be this one. I'll show it to you if it's bad. It wasn't that bad. Looked about the same as the rest of them. Let's put the new one in. It's a bit of a challenge down here. But the good thing is, there's no rust, which is unbelievable. This truck's almost 40 years old. I don't know if you guys watch any of those hot rod shows on TV, but anytime you do a job like this, it's not easy. It's not as easy as those stupid hot rod shows on the Discovery Channel make it look like it's supposed to be. It's tough. It's tough to bend over. It's hard to get in these tight spots, and you're busting your knuckles and you're bleeding. You know, those hot rod shows really don't show all the busted knuckles and the sweating and the fussing and the cussing. They just make up some kind of man drama. This is real life. It's a pain in the butt to get that spark plug out. It's a pain in the butt to get the wire on. A tip from Stoney Ridge Farmer: whenever you buy a socket set, try and find a socket set that has a knurl on here or on here. So when you're turning with your fingers, they don't slip on this. I'll show you what I mean by a knurl. So this socket set's a Craftsman socket set, and none of them had a knurl on it. That's a knurl right there. That little rough spot. It just makes that little bit of a difference where you can actually get a hold of this piece and turn it to loosen the nuts without them slipping on your greasy fingers. Just a tip. All right, got the plugs done. We'll do the cap and the rotor. Now this is the point where I cross my fingers and hope I don't screw up. Guys, I'm just a shade tree mechanic, backyard mechanic. I haven't done a tune-up on a car in 20 years, so it's kind of fun. I like to get out here and do this kind of stuff. That's my new cap. So I'll show you what the inside of the new cap looks like. These are the little contact points right here, and that's what we're changing the cap for, because these contact points might be worn. So there's a number 1 right here, and then there's a number 1 right here that coincides. So we'll just pop all the plug wires off, put them in place in the correct order. Definitely worn. Here's the old cap. See these contact points? See those contact points right there? The old cap was definitely worn. Here's the new rotor. That's what it looks like new. That's the old one. Pretty gross. All right, let's see if we screwed up the job. Screwed something up. I don't know if you heard that, but I mixed up a wire. I don't think we got an issue with the carburetor right here. I think we need to make some carburetor adjustments. Also sounds like a bit of a vacuum leak. I'm trying to figure that out too. You tell me, you think it sounds any different? Well, I'm just buttoning up everything now. Everything looks pretty good. Still has a bit of a miss, and I don't know a lot about Ford carburetors. I don't know a lot about carburetors at all. And I had a question for any of you guys that are mechanics. Let me show you this real quick. So my brake light is on inside the cab, and these two reservoirs, let me get you closer. So there are two reservoirs here in the brake master cylinder. This one is full of fluid, and this one doesn't have any fluid. So any of you mechanic guys out there, let me know. Do both of these need to be full of fluid? Is that why my brake light's on? Also, from this line, it looks like there's just an unhooked brake line here. And I really don't know what that could be from either. It's little mysteries of the $100 truck here. We're going to fire it up, we're going to take it out to the blacktop, and we're going to see if what we did allowed me to do a burnout. Here goes. Alright, let's take this old rattle trap and see if she'll do a burnout. Certainly noticing a little more giddy up and go. Let's see. Let's see if we can do a burnout. As always, safety is a priority here on the Stoney Ridge farm. Just not so much right now. I'm gonna give that a big fat yes. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me here on the Stoney Ridge farm, the Cloudy Ridge farm. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and come on back and see me, guys. Click that little bell down there too. It'll notify you when I post a new video about the $100 truck. Thanks a lot. Come on back and see me. We got her all tuned up. She's running good. I can't resist just one more good burnout. Come on down to the Stoney Ridge, bring your wife.